Hi folks, and welcome to the video. Today's video is a subscriber request just to have a deeper, more in-depth look at this homemade table saw that my dad made some 45 years ago. So stick around and we're going to have a look at this thing. I'm going to show you the arbor, I'm going to show you the rise and fall, and just a little bit more detailed view of it. So this is the section that is set up for the rise and fall. So as I said in the original video, it's just a piece of threaded rod that runs all the way down. Big wing nut and spacer on there, wing nut and washer on there, and if I can get this to show you, and just anchored to the top of the frame there. If I can get over to here, there's the Workhead. Now, when this machine was originally designed up by my dad, it was designed to have a single phase motor. It was a 2 or 2.5 horsepower single phase motor. So it only has a fairly small Workhead on it. It's not very big at all. And this whole setup here that the rise and fall part here is on was based around that motor. Now that motor back there, I'll have a closer look at it in a minute, but it in physical size is a lot bigger than the original motor that was on it, and it's actually too heavy. So it pulls this cradle out of wind, if you like. So realistically what I should do is replace that motor with a bigger horsepower, but these days they're actually smaller. That's a really old motor, and they used to be quite large when these things were made. So I really should replace the motor. I mean, you can even see there where we've had to chop into the rail of the frame there to get that motor in place. And that's the switch gear for it. Just a simple 3-phase switch. So this is the back end. You can see the Workhead, what it's all mounted to. Now, as I was saying before, the cradle, it's just got 4 100mm 100 by 75 brass butt hinges on there holding that on. But as I said, this motor is just far too big for it. On the back here we have springs, and we've got a lot of stuff sitting on this machine that we use with it. So it's a bit messy. That's one of the spare blades. That's a 10-inch blade, that one. So little box for all the goodies. Keep spanner and different bits and pieces in there. Anything to do with the saw. Now this is how the rise and fall of the guard is set up. Again, just with a bolt that's coming through from this side. Wing nut on this side, elongated hole as you can see. So we just have to undo that to lift the guard up and down. The guard's made out of mostly marine ply. Bit of brush box here and there, but mostly marine ply. And this is the fence arrangement. Again, a similar thing. So elongated hole running all the way along. Threaded rod coming, or a bolt. Yeah, bolt coming through from the back side here, if we can see. Yep, there it is. So that's the bolt for the fence. So it's just a matter of undoing that and literally just sliding the fence back and forth. Do it back up. So I apologise for the noise here. It's working hours and there's a bit of work going on, but I thought I'd show you this anyway. This is to get into the chute where the blade is. Used to have couple screws back and front here, but this one doesn't work anymore. So this is just an insert. Right, wrong way. It goes into the table, rabbited into the table. And down here, I'll just get my phone out for this so that you can see it a bit closer. So down here, so there's our blade, the arbor coming through there. So that's an inch bore that we're sitting on there. Actually, no, it's not. It's a 3/4 inch bore. And the saw blades that we buy are actually, they have an inch bore. So we've actually got a spacing collar in the blade to go back to the 3/4 inch shaft there. Now that is our extraction chute. So it runs all the way down to there and comes out over here, like comes out over on this side. But so you can see there how that's been rabbited into the table. That's our riving knife mounting. So we have a couple of different riving knives, like we've just got them made up out of aluminium on this saw, and it looks like it's a little bit bent over there. So we have a couple of different ones. So this one's 12-inch blade, and we have one to suit the 10-inch blade as well. So whilst it is a homemade saw, it's not a light duty thing by any stretch of the imagination. Like these legs, they're 4x3 Oregon. The ledges here, 4x1.5 Oregon. This cradle here, the Rise and Fall cradle, you know, like it's a pretty serious setup as well. What is it? It's 3x1 maple with looks like 16mm 5/8 of an inch pine board as the shelf, want for a better word. The top you can see is 2-inch, or out of 2 inches, probably looks like it's probably 40mm finish. Yeah, it's all, you know, Dad's put a lot of thought into this thing. As I said, it's not a light duty saw by any stretch. The only thing that really lets it down is, as I said, whilst that motor on the back is big in size, it's not big in horsepower, and that's really the only thing that lets it down. It's just not strong enough to really do too much. I mean, you know, like we can rip any size timber we like on it really, but we just need to respect it and take it slow. Having a blunt blade doesn't help either though. You know, the blade needs sharpening at the moment, but yeah, but I hope that sort of gives you a bit of insight into it. I'm just looking to see if I can find a horsepower on this motor, but I can't see one. But I don't think it's I think it's only like 1.5 horsepower or something like that. It was just an old one we had laying around when the single phase one blew up, and by that point we'd moved into a new shop and everything was 3-phase, and I wanted to keep this saw going. Even though I had other saws, I wanted to keep this one going because it really does do an excellent job for, you know, for what it is. It's only simple, like it's limited because it's just a straight up rip saw, but you know, for what it is, it does an excellent job. So I hope that's given you a bit more insight into how it's made. I'll just give you a real quick look if I can get it. So there's the chute. That chute originally just used to exhaust straight down onto the floor underneath the machine, and I just made up an L shape, as you can see there, which goes over the top of the chute, and then the pipe just comes out of that, and it extracts perfectly well. But in the days when Dad made it, it didn't have any extraction on it, so the dust just used to come down and land underneath the machine. It was a bit messy, like a bit dusty, obviously, but did the job. Anyway, as I said before, I hope you've got a bit of info out of that. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.